In the past, I've tested using a crop lens on the A7R II, and the image quality is still very decent thanks to the high megapixel count. Today I'm testing it with my A7SII, and I'm using a crop lens. This one is the Sigma 17-70 with a compact adapter, and we're gonna test it out and we can shoot photos and videos. A lot of things are different. Let's see how well it holds up. I'm shooting everything on my manual focus because the autofocus doesn't work that well on the A7SII, while it works pretty well on the A6300 with this setup. So I have to shoot everything in crop mode because when I shoot in full frame mode, you will see very heavy vignetting with this lens. And sometimes it doesn't happen when you are using the, for example, Sigma 10 to 20mm lens, the ultra wide lens. You can get rid of the vignetting by zooming in a little bit. I'll show you in a moment. But with this lens, Sigma 17 to 70mm, it doesn't eliminate the vignetting no matter where you zoom into. So I have to use the crop mode, which means I have to give up 4K video recording. So I can only shoot in 1080p with this setup. In terms of photo, you will crop down from 12 megapixel to only 5 megapixel, which is very, very little to work with. Basically, it's like a picture you snap with your phone, and it's on low quality as well. So the image is not gonna be that great. You have very little to work with. You can't really crop, you can't really zoom in. When you zoom in, you don't see much detail, although when you don't zoom in, it actually looks okay. This is 4K. We're shooting in 4K, and we're gonna zoom in. This is about almost 14mm, and this is 14mm. So as you can see here, when you zoom into 14mm, the vignetting is almost all gone. A little bit slight vignetting on the edge, but almost all gone. Let's zoom in more. 15, 16. And 17. This is like a standard. No, it's actually wide. It's not. And this is 20mm. This is 20mm. I think 20mm. This is the focal length I want for a standard zoom from 20 to 60, like the Lumix lens. I want that kind of lens, and this is how it looks. Cool. Sony, make one of those. Sony cameras also have this very nice function that is a clear image zoom, allows you to zoom in with the minimum amount of loss of image quality. So you can actually use the crop lens, such as this one. Even if there is vignetting in full frame mode, you can use the clear image zoom and zoom in a little bit. In this case, I try to zoom in at about 1.3 times or 1.4 times crop, and you can get rid of the vignetting very nicely, and so you can actually shoot 4K with a crop lens on this camera, no problem. Image quality wise, obviously, since you're using a digital clear image zoom and it's a crop lens, it's not gonna compare to the image quality of the full frame lens, but it is a solution you can find in a pinch. Also, when you are shooting 120 frames per second in 1080p, you can also utilize the crop lens to your advantage, because in 120 frames per second mode, the A7S II will crop in, and you can actually benefit from using a crop lens in that scenario. My conclusion of using the crop lens on the A7S II is that first, definitely not recommended for photography, and second, if you shoot 1080p video, it works perfectly. And third, that you can actually work around the crop factor, and you can work around the vignetting by using clear image zoom or using some particular lens like ultra wide angle lens, so you can actually use the crop lens perfectly fine on the A7S II to shoot 4K video. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe and like, and see you next time. Bye.